G'day and welcome to another episode of David Joshua Forward Live. Happy Friday here. Good to be back with you, joining you from New York. On today's show, we're going to take a look at what is in my bag. I just got back from vacation and I thought I might go through some of the things that I put into my camera bag when I go on a holiday where I want to be able to shoot videos if I want to, but I don't necessarily have to. And I don't want to worry about like overpacking to weigh myself down on a time when I'm mostly there to like relax and to go to the beach and read a book and that kind of stuff. And also going to look at the Canon R5C and some power solutions. Because for me, when I go on vacation, a lot of the time I'm just shooting photographs because it's quite easy to walk around with a camera and just get a snap here and there. Like a video obviously needs a lot more of a consolidated effort to shoot a whole bunch of video and then put together a sequence to tell a story. Whereas with photographs, you can just take a snapshot here and there. And this is one from Folly Beach that I shot here that I didn't have to work too hard to get it all done. And then shoot it, edit, and it's done. Put it up on Instagram, away you go. But I did want to be able to take my R5C and shoot some video if I wanted to. And I didn't actually end up shooting any videos, so I'm glad that I was able to pack in a way where I had that option, but it was still very sort of lightweight. So I had a good vacation, in case you're wondering. So before we get into what I take on my vacation, I'm gonna go back in time a little bit to 2000 and kill this music, to about 2009 when I bought my Canon 5D Mark II, and I also bought a low pro bag, which I'll show you now. So for 15 years or so, this was my solution, which was a low pro compu roller something or other, something like that. I'm just going to come in to show you the bag. So this is what that is. Now, this was good. This went all around the world with this one. This front section, you can fit a ton of stuff in there, but then I was also able to pack it down so you can put on overhead luggage, and that has seen me through many countries around the world, to the point where this is now a little bit difficult to get down. But I still use this as my photography bag to get around New York City if I've just got like a smaller job and I don't want to take the Pelican cases. That's what I use all that stuff for. And then this is my other low pro bag. I've had a lot of low pro bags over the years. I'll bring this one up so you can see what we've got going on. And I'll sit back down again. So this is my low pro bag, which I'll move out of the way. And then for a long time I had a messenger bag, I guess. So this would be over the shoulder. And I love this because it's very easy to get into. Sorry about the microphone there. You can get your laptop in here, you can get a camera, all that kind of stuff. Very easy to access, to pull something out, to take a shot, and then to put it back away. And then you can also sling it behind you so that it's just not taking up space. Or if you're on the subway, you can sit like that. But as you get older and you realize that you're putting all of your weight on one shoulder, and your posture just starts to shift a bit, and you really need a backpack to sort of spread that weight out across there. So I think after many years of having that single, like two-wheeler bag of the low pro one, and then this one on one shoulder, I went for a bit of a change in the way that I travel. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. And the bag that I do use now is a Manfrotto spinner and a Peak Design backpack, which is like a 30 liter one. So just a lot more slim profile. It's a little bit smaller than the other low pro that I had. So, but this fits in the overhead compartment, and I know ahead of time that I'm not going to go over. So that's a better way to pack. And then this bag can go, even though it's a backpack, it can fold up on the side. I'll just bring this one down and bring this one in. So this can come in here and just sit on top, and it's very easy to roll around when you're going through the airport. Don't have to worry about breaking a sweat at all. And this front section is like it's not as secure as it should ideally be, but it is very easy to zip this open and get a laptop in there. So that's one of the benefits of that. And then just going to bring this one wide again. So I'm going to take this one off. And I'll go through this one in a second. Let's put this one back here. And for the moment, I'll start with this spinner, just so you can get an idea of what's going on there. Let me see. If you have any questions as we go along, write that in the chat and I can answer that. So I'm just going to pull this one up on the desk here. Hope we don't hit our bag. And where's the zip cord? Okay. And we're going to go to the top angle. Ta-da. Okay. So clamshell kind of like opens up. Now, the funny thing about this is I have another low pro bag, like a little baby bag, which I'll show you what's in that in a sec. But when you buy this, it actually comes with an insert, which I've got to say I've never actually used because I feel like I can pack better than this insert allows for. So, you know, once you get a lens or something in there, there's all this like dead space around the place, and I've never actually used this padded insert, which is a bit of a shame because it's kind of what makes it a sort of dedicated photography bag. So I just take that out, throw that one away. And a couple of years ago at B&H, I got this like $20 low pro bag, and this one actually just sits inside of here, and then I can either get a tripod in here or clothes and that kind of stuff. So I can get like a ton of packaging in around here, maybe a little bit of top, and then that'll just lock that away and keep that tight. So in here, what I have is, see if I can zoom in just a fraction. All right, so this is my little backpack, which has a GoPro in here, and then it has my drone in here. So I've got a Mavic Pro, and that's where I've sort of put all of that away. And what else have I got? Yeah, just drone and GoPro is basically all that is in there. But the advantage of this little backpack is that if I'm ever, let me get back to a wide shot here. You know, if you're ever going for a walk along the beach, it's just, you know, you want to go droning first thing in the morning. It's just really small, and I can actually fit my Canon R5C in there if I take out the GoPro. So it gives me like a nice additional little bag to cruise around with if I don't want to take the bigger backpack. So that's what I've been using for a long time. And it just gives me more options. All right, I'm gonna zip this one up. Send this one on its way. All right, and that brings us to the main thing, which is pretty heavy. Now, what I like about, with airlines, I feel like it's a bit of a cheat, but the more weight that you can get into your personal items, this is my laptop bag, the more weight you can get in there, the more weight you can take out of your carry-on luggage, which if they weigh that becomes a problem because it's meant to be like 7 kilos or something, and you know, I might hit a lot more than that sometimes. But so this just, you know, enables me with a drink bottle and a tripod to fit a ton of stuff in here, and this is quite heavy. So I'm just going to start pulling this apart so you can sort of see what's going on there. The straps have magnets in them, so rather than like flapping around, they will actually snap into place, and then this is where I would put it on its side to mount it on the spinner. So, all right, a few things we're going to do is I'm going to take out this drink bottle because it's probably going to fall out and smash something anyway. Have an umbrella because you never know when you're going to get caught in the rain. And then on this side, I've actually got it strapped in, so I might see if I can take this out. Yeah. There we go. Can unstrap it. I've got a Peak Design tripod as well. Excuse me a sec. So, oh, need some water. The other thing in terms of like traveling, so packing light when you travel, was this tripod. Now this tripod is like carbon fiber, and I think it's about $600, so it's not cheap, but it's lightweight, and it's a tripod that if I need a tripod when I'm traveling, but I don't know if I'm going to use it, it's just, you know, personal travel, it's not like it's a job or something, then I will take this one. It comes with this nice little case, keep it all protected. And it's just a really neat tripod. A couple of episodes ago when I was shooting in the Hamptons, this is what I was using. You can get this right up. You can get this to like, I mean, I'm 6'5" or something. You can get it up about that high. And yeah, you can just sort of extend the center column, set your tilt. And then this Arca Swiss plate here is very handy for getting the camera into place, which I'll put this down for the moment, and I'll bring it back up when I bring out the camera. All right, a couple of questions. Let me know as we go along if you have questions. Great to see John here. How you doing? Peter is 8 o'clock in the UK. Definitely a video to watch, not listen to. Yeah, I think you want to see this one rather than listen to it. Asking what's in the other side of the clamshell in the case. It's just, I'll just pull this up. Pull this one back up again. And we'll go over to the top view. So, so this would normally be like clothes or camera and that kind of stuff. Like it's got these straps that you can, you know, hold things into place with. On this side, I mean, I've got, you know, some extra masks, and what have I got here? This is the waterproofing that goes on the outside. So just a little bit of like management on the inside. And then this little front panel is the one that would flap down, and then you can put a laptop in there. So that's how that goes. And then if you want easy access to the inside, you can unzip that and you can get something from in there, which is sort of neat, but it's also from a security standpoint, it means this bag is not really locked. So yeah, that's basically, I mean, I like clamshells from, it's easy to access, but the downside of clamshells is that they take up more space. Like if you're in a small hotel room or something, then you got to put it on the bed and it kind of takes up a lot of space rather than being able to do the older one like this low pro. This low pro one is a bit more of a normal, well, I don't say normal, I'm just used to it. One where, you know, it lifts up from the top and like that kind of thing. It's got a few like battery random things in here. But that's easier to utilize in a small space, I would say. All right, moving that one around, and away we go. Wide shot, just in there. So, all right, back to this one. Now, what I love about this bag is it has easy access for quite a, 30 liters is quite large. You can get into the top, which has a whole bunch of stuff in here. And then each of the side, and this flap is very easy to access where it just locks into place with a magnet. So, and I haven't had anything fall out of it, so it seems pretty good in terms of this lip and how that works. And then on the side, we can go in here, and you can see I've got easy access to, we'll just start taking things out. So I've got my noise cancelling headphones, because you need that on an airplane. The 5D the R5C, I'm obviously used to the previous one. I'll come back to that in a sec. So it's just easy to put it into the middle of the case without having to come through the top. And then, I'm just gonna close this up. In the top here, I have, what have we got? Battery, put that over there. Cable management, which I'll come back to. This V-mount battery, which is something I'll come back to as well. Let's see, sunglasses, obviously. I've got a little notebook, more bags, and more bags. This thing, which I'll talk about, cables, COVID test kit, because you never know, and a sleep mask. So, and then under the top here, this is where you got like an iPad section, which I don't actually have an iPad in there at the moment, and then a laptop. So I actually have like a whole laptop that can fit into that section as well. Let's move this out here. Okay. And then there's also a neat little pouch here, which I usually keep my passport in. Yeah. Yeah, so that closes up. What's next? Excellent. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of stuff, and we can start to go through this, and I will show you how I do my camera stuff. All right, let's take a look at what we've got here. We can get rid of the COVID test because, you know, it's not really camera stuff. Got a little bag lock if I need to put that into like lock up something. The main thing I want to go through are these three pouches. I'll get rid of the sunglasses. We got the battery, and this one, notebook for inspiration, sleep mask because it's very good, and then a couple of cables, and excellent. Okay, so let me see, wrong camera. Let me go to in here. Okay, so in here I have basically like a power pouch that has all the recharging type stuff. I don't know about you, but I come with sort of the family recharger. So I've got about 120 watt power adapter here, and I use this, where is it? This one? Put this one up here, okay. So I use this, what do you call this? It's like a figure 8 plug that will go in there. And the reason for that is that when you're on an airline, the bricks that have little snap out prongs, they're kind of harder to keep that brick into place. So this little 1 foot cable basically plugs into the airline socket, and then this can sit in the seat. And then you've got in the seat pouch, and then I've got 4 things to power all of the devices. So that's what I have for 260 watt output or 100 watts on a single port, and also charging USB-A into iPads and stuff like that. I've got a couple of batteries. So I've really only got 1, 2, 3, I take about 4 Canon batteries because I don't want to like, this is what I'm saying about like packing. I don't want to take 12 Canon batteries because then it becomes a whole production. I'm trying to manage things. So I've got my Canon batteries, and I've also got my V-mount battery. So if you think of this as, I think it's like 16 watt hours. Yeah, so this one's 16 watt hours, and this is 98 watt hours. So this is going to be roughly like 6 times what this is going to be. So at some point we're going to work out how to power this V-mount on the the R5C without it taking up a whole bunch of, you know, camera rigging, because we're on vacation and we don't want to do work. We want to have fun. But if we feel inspired by the landscape, then we might want to shoot something. Okay, so I've got extra power cables here. I'm going to keep this USB-C one out to show you in a bit. These are just like lightning ones. So all this power stuff goes into here to be managed. I got a longer one too, like a 10 foot. I can go in there, and I'll put this to the side. What's next? Just another little pouch to, it's got my memory card reader and SSD, and then also a just a dock, because you always need HDMI to something so that you can watch a movie or something if you're in a vacation rental. So that is in there as well. Most of this is for fun, not for work per se. And then, what have we got in here? This is my Emirates case from many years ago. This is my random pouch of cables, which is Thunderbolt cables, 2 HDMI cables, an extension USB-C cable that can just sort of make that dock go further, a couple more Thunderbolt cables, and then in here I've just got like a whole bunch of random stuff. This is kind of like clearing out a kid's pocket. So I've got some dongles for USB-C to A. I've got some HDMI micro to main ones. And then just random thumb drives and stuff like that, because you never know what you need. And I got a cam link in here because it's small and easy. All right, so we'll pack that up. And I got a little tripod key there. So that goes in here. All that goes into that pouch, and these are my day-to-day camera cables. So if I ever need something, that is kind of where it lives. So I can throw that one away. But one of the main things that I wanted to show you was this. So this is my way of being able to make videos on holidays without it being too much of an effort. So rather than having a whole rig for, I'm going to bring in the R5C. So I've got this, remember I said I had that tripod? So on the back here, I've actually got this Arca plate, and I've got this grip, so I can actually leave this grip on and the tripod will snap into this tiny little plate here, so it's never getting in the way. So I can actually, have this on here. If I want to, I can take off this strap, but this strap is actually pretty good in terms of being able to just walk around with a low profile. Where are we? Yeah, so this is me just like walking around town, and one of the reasons I've got it like this is that because rather than going into the top bits here and it would sort of sit like that, which is then sort of banging against you, this is sitting down and the straps are actually coming on the backside. So it means that your hand has this natural kind of like coming in here, and you can then lift this up. All right, come all the way back here. So it's like, see how the strap is not getting in the way of my hands, and I can shoot, and then I can just like drop it there or go around the back, and it's much like the messenger bag. Also, this strap is very small, so it doesn't take up space. I've got the really big one as well, and that's good for bigger shoots, but sometimes on holidays, you just want to take the minimal amount of stuff, and so this strap takes up no space, and then I can just walk around like that. Now, as you're probably, if you have an R5C, you're probably aware of some of the power limitations. It's not too bad in terms of photos. I can get a decent amount of time and if you set the right settings to sort of manage the power and not use up too much power, then it will last you a while. So walking around and taking photos is fine, but I find as soon as you start shooting video, you're going to have about 15 minutes sometimes. Like it can be a crazy amount of time. Let me just check this one here. Okay. And so I wanted to find a way to be able to shoot video if I wanted to, but it didn't take up, like I've got a SmallRig cage and I've got all this kind of stuff, but I didn't want to do it too much. So the answer for that is, rather than powering it with these little Canon batteries, you're going to get 6 times your runtime with these V-mount ones, which are, even though they're small, they're very much bigger. And what I like about these batteries is that they have a USB-C on top, so they can actually output, I think it's about 100 watts. I think it's like 20 volts at 5 amps. So I can actually use this while I'm on holidays to charge my phone or iPad or laptop, or, so if I'm on an airplane, I could just plug in off this, or if I've been running my phone into the ground, I will actually charge this, and this has a ton of juice and it will just keep going all day. So I'm not just taking something for production, it's just also for general life and using all that kind of stuff. And this has been very handy too, because like I was saying with this power brick here, so just your regular USB-C to charge your computer will also power this brick. So you don't need additional chargers and stuff on the road with you. So the way that I've been setting this up as a low profile is, obviously I don't want to have a monitor, because that's going to take more space, and then that's more cables, and it's rigging and all this kind of stuff. So like usually when I'm shooting photos, don't even have the screen open. I'm just sort of using the viewfinder for that. And then for video, I'm usually shooting like this, and this screen's pretty good in terms of being able to judge focus and that kind of stuff. I can get away with that mostly. So what I've got here is, let me see if I can come right in. Right in. Okay, so I've got a Manfrotto cold shoe. And it's good to get a cold shoe. I think this is an older one. The new designs are a little bit different. But it's good to get one that has a really solid ball on it so that it's not wiggling around and that kind of stuff. And I found this one to be really solid. And then, so that's about, I don't know, 50 to 80 bucks, somewhere in there. And then SmallRig has this micro V-mount plate that I can just put on this hole, I think, and then screw in like this. So that is going to lock that in. And then I essentially have a little V-mount that I can put onto the camera. So if I bring this camera in here, take out the little cold shoe and move that aside. All right, so we can put that one on top and like that. And then, let me see. So we're going to go now from the front. You can see what this looks like. This is basically going to slide into here. And I'm going to lock this down, lock that down. And then I have a power solution that is going to that'll run me all day. So if I want to do a, you know, like a live stream or something, and I just need a ton of power and I want to put that on a tripod, then that will just keep on going all day. And that brings us back to this little 1-foot cable. So I can, how should we do this? Let's go like this way maybe. Turn that like that. And then this one has, I got a couple of different ones. This one has got a right angle and then a not right angle. I have some that have 2 right angles. So that'll go in here, and then this will power into here. Let me just see if I can zoom in a bit so you can get a better look. I'll come back out a bit on the camera. All right, so, and then that will, because that'll, actually you'll see this turn on, right? There you go. See how this battery is now sending out power? And then you'll see down here, we can't see, but on the screen here it says full because this battery is full. But this would actually charge from this battery into the LP6NH or whatever that is in this camera. And then if I put this on video mode, we have USB PD full, which is, just give me a sec, I'm just going to bring up my camera here. I can bring right down. I've got to cut angles here. There you go. So here it's saying it's completely full, and this is just going to run all day, which is not too bad. And as far as like a run and gun type scenario, this is something where I'm comfortable to balance that weight. I think it's actually, the weight is pretty well balanced for something. If I'm just shooting a little holiday video, you know, not so much something for a client. And then as far as the lens goes, I have, for a lot of my travels, if I'm not really shooting something in particular, I'm just taking a 24-70. This is the 2.8. I like that because it's got these image stabilization in it. So it means that I can use that with the video to sort of stabilize it. I know the 28-70 is very popular with the f2, but for me, I really wanted to use the image stabilization in that, and I've been happy with that. So that's my setup. So anyway, that's how I travel, and that's how I when I'm not doing a specific production. This is a video setup that would enable me to shoot video if I want to, and if I end up not wanting to shoot video, then pretty much all of these parts, apart from this little Manfrotto cold shoe, is is going to be the only sort of additional weight in my baggage, which is tiny. So that just sort of gives me a lot of options and a lot of weight that I can avoid. Let me know what you think in the comments if you like that. And otherwise, we're going to wrap up here. I hope you had a good week. Have a good weekend, and I will catch you next week. All right, take care.